Hey everyone! Great to see you again! If you want to create AI-generated story videos, explainer videos, YouTube tips and tricks videos, health and fitness videos, ecology videos, or fact videos in vertical or landscape format, completely for free, then make sure you watch this video. Yep, you heard that right. 100% free. But before I show you how, take a look at what's possible.
You wake up groggy, relying on a massive cup of coffee, just to brute force your energy levels for the morning. But a morning jog is a powerful biological override. It manipulates 3 distinct systems to optimize your entire day. First up, your metabolism. After a night of sleep, your body is completely empty of carbohydrates, so running in this fasted state forces a shift. It bypasses those normal pathways, finding a new immediate fuel source. Your system aggressively breaks down stored fat cells for power. Next, your brain chemistry. The physical stress of pounding the pavement triggers an immediate, powerful defense mechanism. Your brain counters the physical exertion by flooding your system with a heavy dose of endorphins and endocannabinoids. This neurochemical buffer literally shields your mind against anxiety and psychological stress before the workday even begins. Finally, your sleep cycle. Combining early cardiovascular effort with direct morning sunlight acts as a hard reset. It sharply cuts off any residual melatonin production, completely erasing that lingering morning grogginess. This effectively sets a 14-hour biological timer for a massive natural melatonin release to help you sleep. So a morning run isn't just about burning calories. It is a complete daily reset that perfectly aligns your metabolism, stress defenses, and sleep cycle for optimal daytime energy. 40,000 years ago, in the frozen landscape of Upper Paleolithic Europe, a sudden whiteout blizzard meant instant lethal danger. Humans are hairless apes. Our evolutionary roots trace back to the heat of the African savanna, leaving our bodies completely unequipped for Arctic climates. Compared to a cave bear's dense fur and thick blubber trapping internal warmth, the thin human dermis allows heat to escape into freezing air. Frostbite sets in fast, and hypothermia can induce fatal cardiac arrest in just 10 minutes. Surviving the night requires immediate behavioral adaptation to outsmart the cold. The first priority is escaping the wind chill by retreating into a static shelter. This schematic shows early humans used curved tusks to build a load-bearing dome. The interlocking structure supports heavy snow accumulation. Wrapped in animal hides, the dome deflects external wind, while trapping internal heat waves that circulate within. Stepping inside provides immediate relief. The wind vanishes, stopping the freezing air from stripping away body heat. The hunter can now focus on personal insulation. Even inside the shelter, the air remains dangerously below zero. Survival depends on reindeer leggings and stitched leather and heavy mammoth fur cloaks. Because animal hides are naturally porous, they allow some heat to escape. To stay warm, a hunter needs a waterproof seal directly against the skin. Prehistoric humans achieved this by using rendered animal fat. Looking at this microscopic view, we can see the effect. Smearing fat onto bare skin forces lipid molecules into the pores, creating a barrier that prevents moisture from escaping and blocks cold air from penetrating the skin. By using the fat of their prey this way, early humans created a waterproof layer that helped retain core warmth. The body still needs fuel to generate its own internal heat. Internal marrow hidden inside large game bones serves as a highly concentrated winter fuel source. Accessing it requires stone tools to breach the thick, protective bone. Smashing the bone open exposes the rich marrow inside. This chart compares standard lean meat to pure marrow. Marrow contains a much higher percentage of fat, providing the massive caloric density required to survive Arctic temperatures. Consuming this marrow by the fire provides the energy needed to stoke the metabolic rate. Digesting this dense fuel transforms the body into an active heat generator, completing the final step in this Ice Age defense system. Wrapped in furs and digesting calorie-dense marrow inside a mammoth bone dome, the human is secure. Outside, the blizzard rages. Inside, they have created a survivable microenvironment. Early humans survived the Ice Age without evolving permanent winter traits like thick fur or blubber. Their advantage was cognitive. Through innovation and tool-making, a hairless ape proved it could dominate the harshest environments on Earth. It is easy to look at the people around us, or the feeds we scroll through, and conclude that everyone else has it better. This is the exact mindset of the protagonist in a classic fable, a raven who spends his days weeping on a tree branch. He feels ordinary, unloved, and disgraced by humans who constantly shoo him away. A wise monk hears the bird crying and makes him an offer. Using a specific mantra, the monk promises to magically transform the raven into whatever creature he wants to be. But the monk sets one strict condition. Before he casts the spell, the raven has to go find the specific bird he envies the most and confirm that this bird is actually happy. The monk's condition forces a pause. It suggests that before we try to escape our own circumstances, we have to verify that the perfect lives we envy actually exist. The raven flies straight to the swan. Looking at its pure milk-white feathers, the raven assumes he has found the most elegant bird alive. But the swan feels the opposite. He views his white feathers as a nothing color. He spends his days feeling inferior because he lacks the vibrant patterns of other birds. This diagram illustrates how comparison works. When we fixate on a target, our brains stop seeing the self as a whole. Instead, we focus entirely on the single missing piece we think we need to be complete. Convinced that color is the missing ingredient for a good life, the swan directs the raven to find the parrot. But the parrot is living in a state of perpetual anxiety. His bright colors make him a constant target, and he lives in fear that someone will capture him and lock him in a cage. The traits we admire most in others often carry hidden vulnerabilities that outsiders completely fail to see. Following the parrot's advice, the raven tracks down the ultimate object of avian envy, the peacock. He finds him in a zoo, surrounded by hundreds of adoring fans. But the peacock reveals a dark reality. His beauty is the exact mechanism of his imprisonment. People even physically hurt him, plucking his decorative feathers to make ornaments. The peacock looks at the raven and admits that after observing every bird in the zoo, he realized the raven is the only one humans have no interest in trapping. Comparison isn't a straight line. It is a closed loop. The swan envies the parrot, and the parrot envies the peacock. The peacock completes the circle, coveting the freedom of the lowest rung. Nobody is immune to wanting what they don't have. The peak of perfection is often just a gilded cage, and those inside it spend their time dreaming of being ordinary and free. As the raven flies away from the zoo, the envy that defined him begins to disappear. For the first time, he feels the weight of his own identity and his unhindered freedom. He returns to the monk and refuses the magic mantra. He realizes that blending in and being left alone were actually his greatest assets. This fable exposes the core of the vicious cycle of unhappiness. We make a consistent logic error. We compare our internal struggles to other people's curated external highlight reels. When our gaze is fixed entirely outward, we fail to account for the hidden costs, the anxieties, and the literal cages that come with the lives we covet. There will always be someone who has more or less than you. Because of that, the only way to win the game of comparison is to stop playing it. True happiness isn't found by acquiring the traits of others. It comes from breaking the cycle and finding satisfaction in the unique freedoms you already possess.
In this video, I'll show you exactly how to create videos like these step by step using NotebookLM.
Alright, let's get started. The first thing you need to do is open NotebookLM. Now click Create New Notebook, then select Copy Text. Next, open a new tab and search for ChatGPT. Here, paste a prompt like this, then add your script underneath it and click Send. ChatGPT will automatically generate everything you need for your video, including character descriptions, scene prompts, props, locations, visual style, and other creative details. The more detailed these prompts are, the better your final visuals will look, so always aim for high-quality descriptions. Once ChatGPT finishes, copy the entire output. Then head back to NotebookLM. Paste it into the Copied Text section and click Insert. After that, click Add Sources one more time, choose Copied Text again. Paste your original script and click Insert. This script will be used as the foundation for generating your video. Now click Video Overview. If you're creating a long-form video, select Explainer. If you're making a YouTube short, choose short instead. NotebookLM will now analyze your script and suggest several story ideas. You can either pick one of the suggested ideas or enter your own custom title. For this example, I'll use my own title, and NotebookLM will treat it as the main story idea. Once everything is ready, click Generate. NotebookLM will start creating your video automatically. When it's finished, I'll show you the final result so you can see how it turned out. And there you have it. NotebookLM has successfully generated a 1 minute and 18-second short video. Now let's hit play and see how it turned out.
Imagine watching your only shelter burn to ashes, thinking you've lost absolutely everything. But what if that devastating fire was the exact thing that saved your life? After surviving a violent shipwreck, a lone man washed ashore on a deserted island. He prayed daily for a rescue, but the horizon stayed completely empty. Accepting his isolation, he spent his last ounces of energy building a wooden hut. It was his only lifeline. But one afternoon, he returned from gathering food to find his shelter completely enveloped in bright orange flames. He hit rock bottom. He screamed at the sky, furious that his prayers were ignored. He fell asleep in total despair. But the next morning, he was jolted awake by a massive ship's horn. A rescue vessel had arrived. Stunned, he asked the captain how they knew to come. The captain replied, "We saw your smoke signal." The man froze. He never lit a signal. That massive column of smoke from his destroyed hut was the exact beacon required to alter the ship's course. What he thought was a cruel, unforgiving punishment was actually the exact mechanism meant to bring him home.
And that's it. That's how you can use NotebookLM to create both short and long-form explainer videos completely for free. While the animations aren't the strongest, the storytelling, narration, and overall explanations are absolutely impressive. If your goal is to create engaging story videos or educational explainer videos with minimal effort, this tool is definitely worth trying. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more AI tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.